In trouble? Oh no, she's not mine. I'm training. Yeah. I charge extra for that. So the old couple is still talking to us. It's scaring her. Good girl. So we are back out of the car. And you know what? Let's set this down here. So we'll give her that option. She can hop in my car. We saw that yesterday. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the water and stuff if we go into the lake, but hopefully we'll just hang here. We're going to switch her to the long lead because there's not too many people around here. And if a cop comes up and tells me otherwise, then I just learned, a lesson, and that's going to be what it is. Good girl. All right, so we're going to wander around, see what happens. Come on. Let's check it out. A lot of stuff going on. turn the camera over there. She did really, really good. Good girl. She did super good. Just going up to these people and talking, or hanging out while I talked. No barking. She's looking around, but she turned to focus on me. Didn't take any treats, and that's okay. That was really good. Hey, are we munching on grass? I don't know if her belly just doesn't feel good or stress, but we're just gonna hang here for a little bit, see if I can't grab her attention. Go for a little bit of a walk. We'll see how this goes. Hey. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep her on the long line. I'll take up the slack if I need to. Hey, can you release? You're tangled here, baby. So we're gonna keep the long line, so if we get to an area where we can, let her have her space. Good girl. Then we can. But I'm gonna take the peanut butter with us. I have my key. Watch your face, baby. Alright, so I have to edit this video. An uncoordinated mess today, guys. Come on, let's go. We're gonna go for a walk. Come on, let's go. Bag. Good girl. She's hearing car doors slam. She's concerned about that. Good girl. Give her a few feet of this line. Good job, people. Let's go. Come on, let's go. So, and they're a good distance away, so I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna try and go for a walk. Come on. She's very concerned, as you can see. Whoops, maybe you can't. Let's go. So I'm just telling her let's go and giving her a gentle tug on that leash to encourage her to come forward. Good girl. And these people are coming her way, so she doesn't like that a whole lot. We're gonna head up towards those trees. Hopefully there's a little bit of shade where we can kind of just hang out and sit. And as much as I enjoy talking to these older folks, good girl. And these people are coming in our direction. Come on, let's go. Let's just encourage her to come forward. Come on, let's go. She's hanging behind me, now I'm in front. Oof, good girl. Oh my goodness. Girlfriend, hi, come on. So I'm gonna let her have this line. Try not to get too tangled up here. She's doing her pacing thing. So, come on. Now you're all tangled. She's very concerned about these people behind us. But she's not taking any treats, so we're doing without today for those reinforcers. Good girl, come on. I have to watch out for bikers. Come on, let's go. Very concerned. Oh my goodness. I'm really hoping there's a bench or something up here where we can kind of anchor ourselves. Come on, let's go. Take up some of the slack. So I'm on the fence yet about, good girl, shortening her lead so that she can't pace on the one hand, or like do the whole round and round and round and round circle thing that she's doing here. Hi, because I don't particularly like this. It's not pleasant for me. It's letting her get worked up. Move your foot, baby. We're gonna try it and see what happens. Nope. Come on. Good girl. So we're effectively stopping the pacing going round and round by keeping her on one side. I've got right side now because my left hand is full of the camera. Come on. Let's go. Go. I don't love doing this. I don't love forcing a dog to pick, to have no choice but to stay on one side. Sometimes it can help, sometimes it can backfire. So we are doing this. Come on, let's go. They're talking, so she's dipping back and she's nervous. We're gonna go up to this field. That field. Come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're tripping my feet up. Come on. Goodness. It's still pretty cool. Not really worried about it. Come on. Now. Girlfriend, you can't trip me up, baby. She's not so much pulling as I am tugging the leash back to keep her on one side, keep her from circling me. Because we gotta try to stop that behavior. I don't know if I want to go out there, kid. That grass is really tall. So we're actually going to park it right here and See if she'll wander around. I'm not a fan of snakes myself, but don't know what she'll do if she sees them. We're going to set our camera up right here. Oops, no we're not. We're going to set it up right here. Girlfriend! Alright. So we're down in the field. We're a few feet away from the trail. Let's get in front of the camera. Good girl. We're just going to watch. I'm going to fix my leash. Good girl. You can see she's very alert. Very forward. Good girl. Yes! Good job! You got a petal on your face, kid. Cute. So she's very alert, and that's totally fine. And I clicked, and she looked at me, or she acknowledged me. She doesn't want food right now, so we're not going to force that matter, because, you know, food's not everything. It's just one of the many reinforcers that we've kind of charged here. She doesn't want food. She doesn't want toys. Pets are okay. We're going to see how she does. Good girl. You're so pretty. I wish you were more chill, though. We're gonna get there. Good morning. Good girl. You don't have to bark. So if she starts barking, we're gonna take off into the middle of the field behind the camera and increase the distance, because these people are coming up pretty close. They're closing the gap, and from her perspective, it's like scary thing is coming closer to me, and they are ignoring me. So now I need to escalate. Good girl. They don't care about her. You know, nobody's coming out here to see Foxtrot. Hey, come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. So she wants to get away. So we're gonna get away. Hey, easy. I'm not gonna let her pull the leash away from me, out of my hand. I can't tell if she's in this camera shot or not because of the sun. Good girl. Good girl. So she's nervous, and that's okay. The best way to... Good morning. Good girl. No, you guys are okay. This is what we're out for, to help her get used to seeing people walk by.
What kind of dog is that?
I believe she's a healer. Yeah, an Australian cattle dog.
That's what I thought. She's a cutie.
She is. Good girl.
Have a good day.
You too, guys. Enjoy your walk. So it's nice, it's gorgeous, people are going to be out. We're not going to go too much further than this because I don't know these trails yet. I need to walk these trails with a dog that's comfortable with it and get to know them a little bit more. Good girl. So those people are gone, right? They continued on. I chose to increase the distance when she started doing her little tiny growls. Before she escalated, we gave her the choice to get away. You know, as soon as I saw her get up, it was kind of like, okay, we're going to leave. Because she doesn't want to choose to go towards them. She doesn't want to escalate it. It's if she feels like she needs to. She feels like it's a threat, even though we're human beings ourselves and we know it's not. You know, we need to set her up to make that choice, because I'd rather that than her take the offensive and charge and growl and do silly stuff like that. Come here, baby. You're going to knock over my camera. So... see how long it takes for her to kind of chill out. Good girl. You can see good. You can see she's willing to venture off from me. Yesterday actually was the very first day she's decided to wander off away from me and out of sight in my own backyard, which is fantastic. That tells me that she's feeling a lot more comfortable in my yard. I'm gaining a little bit more confidence about the property and everything. Good girl. So we're just gonna sit here and chill. I didn't see any more walkers, so maybe it's just a situation where we enjoy the scenery a little bit and the bugs. You can see we're scratching again. Hi, we're gonna eat grass though. We're gonna go back on the trail. I don't want your belly to be upset, kiddo. We'll try seeing if she'll take a couple of treats. We'll try and see if she'll follow through with the sit and the down, because we already know that. I did not bring my tug toy because my hands were full. But I'm going to let her wander around. I'm going to give her the leash and see what she's willing to do and check out. Come on, let's go. Good girl. Let's do this. We're gonna be out in this big field, so we may as well see the big field. Hey, girlfriend. She's really nervous and watching the trail here behind us. Come on. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. So you guys can see she's staying pretty close to me. I'm the safe spot when we're away from the car, which is good. I like that. That tells me that she trusts me, at least enough to stick by. So that's excellent. That's great that we've gotten that far. Hi, what do you think? Come here. You're blocking the view, kiddo. And I just tried to demonstrate it down there, and then of course there was their biker dude. It's not a normal bike. It's one of those where they sit back and it's like a chopper, I guess. The handlebars are up here. I don't know what they're called. I think there's a special name for it. But anyway, that came in view and that distracted her behind me, and I didn't know. So I did not have her attention. I asked for it down a couple of times. I even brought out the treat to see if I could get her focused with that. She doesn't care. That tells me that we're at or just beyond her threshold where she can focus on us. Tells me that we need more work, which is okay. This may be too much for her today, but it's still a good experience because we've had friendly old couple in their car that was off camera earlier. We went, within 10 yards of them and we had a conversation for a short while. That was good. She did not escalate. She kind of just hung out, was watching me, even though she doesn't want to take treats. That's okay. She's still willing to sit. She laid down for me earlier over there, and that tells me that she's at least comfortable enough to put herself in a vulnerable position. Speaking of vulnerable positions, one thing that I did note, so far I have gotten her to pee one time when we're out. That is the most vulnerable position, guys. Like, I don't mean to be too funny, but when you're taking a dump, that is the most vulnerable position you could put yourself in. So a dog that won't go to the bathroom when they're out, that's a grasshopper. Really shows you that they're not comfortable even going to the bathroom. They feel like they have to watch their back that much, right? And that's fine, but it's a good thing just to take note of so that you know where your dog's head is at, right? So I mean, yeah, I think we're just gonna chill here. And hopefully what I can do, good girl, with this video is speed it up for you guys, and that way if we're out here for a good while, and we run into a better training opportunity, or she comes down and she's acclimated and she can focus on me again, we'll speed through and go to the fun parts. Because I get it, this is probably pretty boring, but this is what training looks like sometimes, you know? And this could be a result of yesterday's activities. This could be indicative that she's having an off day. I think her belly was a little funny feeling this morning. She didn't throw up, but she acted like she was going to. And then she quickly stopped the retching and turned around and was bouncy and playful again, like it didn't bother her. She ate breakfast fine. She drank plenty of water, so I don't know if she's just feeling off and that's stacking onto this brand new location, or if there's too much weird stuff to her around. I'm not entirely sure, because I can't read her mind, right? So we're gonna give her some time just to hang here and try and relax and see if I can't gain her attention. And that's gonna be it for this trip. And then after here, we're gonna take a short car ride to the next place, let her relax and drink some water in the air conditioning, good girl. And then we're going to pick another location that is not dissimilar to this. Outside is great. I think she's more comfortable outside than she is inside, and in buildings where we might be cornered, right? Because out here she can get away. She can increase the distance, and she's safe on leash, right? And a good girl. Do you have to be behind me? Come here. Come here. So she's coming closer when I ask, which is good. That's a good indicator that she's at least paying attention to me. Yes. Oh my goodness. But we're chewing on grass, which could be because she's bored, she's found something interesting to try, or some dogs will sometimes do it because their bellies are upset, and sometimes the blades will assist them. So I don't know what's going on there. We're gonna feel it out. I'm looking at all the plants. There's nothing out here that's unsafe for her to chew on. Keeping a watch out for the no-see-em snakes that I don't want to run into. I'm sure she doesn't either. Good girl. Is she doing really good? Because we haven't escalated beyond that little boothing that we saw when the camera was flipped the other way, right? When those people were on the trail, which is a little higher than we are too, right? So if we take into account that we have strangers that are closing the distance and coming towards her little bubble, and they're bigger looking than her, because we're set down from the trail a little bit, it makes sense that that wouldn't, you know, feel good to her. And I could sit here and try working counter conditioning, clicking and treating while the trigger is present. And it's not that it won't do any good when she's not taking treats or playing, but if all I can do is petting, that may not have as big of an impact. So if I'm left with that situation, I will oftentimes just not click. And I'll sit there and tell her yes and good girl, and we'll pet her calmly to kind of reinforce the idea that it's okay. Nothing bad and scary is going on here. This is not a big deal. If people come by and they're willing to engage in conversation, we'll have a happy, light-toned couple of words, and they're gonna move on with their day because they're not here doing training with me, and then we're gonna move on with her day, you know? And for her, a little dog brain, that's just, it's a weird situation, you know? But it's not terribly scary. It's scary, but it's not terrifying, if that makes sense. So she's left with this brief incident where, hey, you know, human Tori was sitting there having a conversation with another set of these really strange humans, and then they left. And I didn't do anything, so therefore it must not be that great of a deal, right? But we gotta make this happen as often as possible, ideally within her threshold, so that she is comfortable and we leave having had a good experience. That's the end goal here, is making sure she has as pleasant as an experience as possible. It's not gonna look the same as your happy-go-lucky neighbor's lab who does anything and everything for any kind of stranger that comes around, right? So for her, a good experience is gonna look like this, where we're just hanging out and she hasn't crossed her threshold and become really deeply reactive. She's wandering away from me now, so that tells me that we're increasing our comfort level with this area. That's good. I'm gonna give her a little bit more slack. I I don't know how far this trail goes back. It goes back pretty far, I think. I see a couple of people through the trees, but it looks like they're all staying back there. Good girl. I did a good girl. She's starting to look back to me when I talk to her and say words that she's familiar with, like good girl and yes, or, you know, asking her to come closer, so that's excellent. I doubt she'll do it, so if I ask for, hey, touch. If I ask for a cue that we've already built up at home, thinking about it, you know, and she doesn't follow through, that's another indicator that, hey, we're not comfortable enough. I can't really force her to comply with the touch cue, the target cue, you know, putting her nose to my hand. And I don't want to force her to comply with something that she's not comfortable with, because that does not help our endeavor. So if we were walking around and we ran into people and I forced her into a sit by pulling up on her collar or forcing her butt down, not something I advocate for. That doesn't put her in a good place, right? It does not help. So we won't do that. But to save you guys some more time of this, more of the same, I'm gonna go ahead and end my video, and I will catch up with you later at our next spot and see if she doesn't do a little bit better as we progress through the day. What do you think, kiddo? Alright. Get up here. Good job.